So welcome, and thanks for coming. Today's workshop is about conflict, and it's about where it comes from and what we can do to address it. Thank you for coming to participate. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to interrupt me. This is going to be an interactive kind of free-for-all, more or less. What kind of conflicts do we have? We have all kinds of conflicts, right? We have conflicts with other people, loved ones, strangers, neighbors, co-workers, with ourselves also. I have a lot of conflicts with myself anyway. It seems to be everywhere, and it seems to be part of everybody's life in some form or another, either internalized or externalized to varying degrees. And so, for me, having grown up feeling like it was a very big part of my life, I got to a stage when I was I'd say about 21 years old, where I was in this relationship and it was so, passionate and all the rest of it. But it included a lot of fighting. And I found myself one day just wondering, really, is this the only way that I have of expressing myself? Is this the only way that I have of saying what it is that I need and getting something in return by fighting? Why does it always have to be conflict? And so we were traveling, and we were standing between fights, obviously, standing at this enormous temple. And it had been built thousands of years ago. It was a Buddhist temple. And it had just been unearthed, and they were studying the systems and trying to figure out what the architecture, what it all meant. And it was on many, many levels that went from the enormous base, almost like a pyramid, to the top, and the top was just this flat. And as you got higher and higher, there were bells, stone, everything made out of stone, carvings, stone carvings. And as you got higher and higher, Buddhas looking out, and the whole thing was surrounded by volcanoes on all sides, and just Buddhas, stone Buddhas staring out at the volcanoes, looking so peaceful. And I got to that top of that temple, and I thought to myself, there must be another way. There must be another way. There must be peace somewhere. And so that's what got me started on all this. And luckily, I dumped that boyfriend. But so anyway, so that's what got me started on trying to figure out how we can alleviate some of the suffering that conflict can cause, because it can take all kinds of forms. It can be physical pain. It can really affect the quality of our life. If we know that we're going into a situation that's going to be full of conflict, it might make us stressed for the whole time before it. I mean, we can be anticipating conflict and that can, in an anticipating way, cause us pain. So that's kind of the goal for today, is to just figure out, where does it come from? Where are the roots of this conflict? Is it always us? Is it always the other? Is it, if it's a conflict in ourselves, is it something that we can fix? And some of the tools that we have, and so in order to do that, we have to look at what our patterns are when we're in conflict situations. We have to see, understand our role in it. And then we can start understanding maybe how that can change in order to help the conflict on the other side, assuming that we can't change the other person that we're in conflict with, right? Even the bad part of ourselves that we're fighting with. So it could just be that, assuming that we're going to end up having to live with that thing. So that's the plan, that's the goal for today. Can you think of, for example, off the top of your head, something that might have happened this week where you felt like there was that tension of conflict? Just bring it up into your head. Yeah? Well, I know all your stories, so it's terrible because I'm going to feel like I'm guessing right now which ones they might be, but, right. So I'm just trying to kind of think of something that might like have just happened that's fresh. And so we're going to look at it from different angles. From the angle of what was our role in that? What was the other's role in that, even if it was ourselves? And what could we have done differently in order for it to have had a different outcome? Right? Okay. All right.
Should we be sharing this?
Yeah.